Now, question number 14, though it looks a lengthy question, but it's a very simple question and it's just the game of backtracking. Okay. Now, in linear equations, you must have encountered many questions like this. Now, in this case, there are two different shopkeepers which are given. So you will have to do backtracking twice. But you understand backtracking, then it will hardly take you like after understanding the question, you can spend 1 minute in understanding this question, and after that, you will not take more than 1 minute to get the final answer. Okay. So first of all, let us understand this question. Now, shopkeeper has X number of X. So there are two shopkeepers. So this is the second part of the question. Another shopkeeper buys Y number of X. Okay. So for the first shopkeeper, the first customer comes and he buys half the total number of eggs plus one egg. Let us understand this. Let us spend few seconds on this. So first customer buys X, half the number of X plus one egg. So if originally there are X eggs, the first customer has bought half the number of eggs plus one egg. So the number of eggs which will be remaining will be X by 2 minus 1. All right. Let's say after this step, this number of remaining eggs is equal to Y or any other variable, any other random variable, let's say A. Okay. So if the number of remaining eggs after the first customer has gone is equal to A, now comes the second customer. So the second customer buys 1/3 of the remaining eggs. So A was the remaining number of eggs after the first customer. The second customer buys 1/3 of the remaining. So if second customer buys 1/3 of the remaining, the number of eggs left will be 2/3. Okay, so 1/3 is bought, 2/3 will be left. But he buys two extra eggs. So यहाँ पे +2 हो जाएगा तो दूसरी तरफ -2 हो जाएगा. So this will be the remaining number of eggs after the second customer. Now you will keep on doing the same thing again and again, and you will get the remaining number of eggs at every step. Now, after obtaining this, after understanding this part, how to do backtracking? Okay. So let's say if I have to backtrack this particular step. Okay. So 2 will go on the right hand side. It will become +2. And then 2 by 3 will be multiplied, cross multiplied. So multiplied by 3 by 2. So पहले हम +2 करेंगे and then multiplied by 3 by 2 to nullify this effect, to backtrack this particular customer. Similarly, if this is the customer we are dealing with, अगर हमें ये वाला step backtrack करना है, so -1 will go on the right hand side, it will become +1 and then multiplied by 2. Okay, just to nullify this effect, right? So if you understand this particular thing, then you don't have to do anything that I have explained you before that. So directly अगर ये चीज समझ में आती है, then you can save plenty of time in this question, right? So what happened with the first shopkeeper? At his shop, the first customer comes and he buys half the number of eggs plus one egg. Then second guy came, he bought 1/3 plus two eggs. Then the third again bought half plus one. Then the fourth came, he bought 1/3 plus two, and so on. This thing keeps on repeating. Okay. Now for second shopkeeper, where he has Y number of eggs initially. Okay. The first customer came and whatever the first customer here did, okay, so whatever he is doing, it is done by the second customer at the first shop. Okay, so here the first customer buys 1/3 plus two eggs, the second customer buys half plus one egg, and so on. Okay, right? Now it is given that the difference between the initial number of eggs is 80. We'll have to find out the value of n if we are given that n is an even number less than 10. So now n is an even number. So the customers will be coming in the groups of 2, 2, 2, 2 each. Okay, so I don't have to check the difference before every customer. I will look at either 2 customers or 4 customers or 8 customers and so on. And then I'll be comparing the initial number of eggs after every group of 2 customers have come. Okay. It is also given that no egg is left after all the customers are gone. So equal number of customers have come. Okay. The difference between initial number of eggs is 80. So I'll do the backtracking in both the cases parallelly. Okay, so first of all, I'll assume that there were two customers only in the first shop as well as the second shop. Okay, so I'll find the initial number of X, check the difference. If it is not 80, I'll again put up two more customers above these customers, and so on. I'll keep on adding two customers at a time. So let's quickly solve these questions. Okay, now for the first shopkeeper, finally the number of eggs were 0. Okay. Now since even number of customers are coming, so the last customer would have bought 2/3 plus 2 eggs. Sorry, 1/3 plus 2 eggs. So last customer would have bought 1/3 plus 2 eggs. So to nullify this effect, what I'll do is plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2. Okay. So this will be equal to 3 eggs, right? Then customer before this, so 3 plus 1 multiplied by 2. So 3 plus 1 multiplied by 2. So this will happen like this. Here, take care about the brackets. So 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So after two customers, okay, after like if I'll consider two customers are there, then the initial number of eggs will be 80. But the sorry 8, but the difference is 80, so we'll have to keep continuing. So this has happened after two customers. Then if I'll keep another two customers, so 8 plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2. Okay, so 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 multiplied by 3 by 2 is 15. Another customer, 15 plus 1 multiplied by 2, that is 32. Okay. Now another set of two customers, let's keep, because the difference is 80, तो at least इनकी जो value है 80 से तो ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए. Okay, so 32 plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2. So 34 multiplied by 3 by 2 is 51. Then 51 plus 1 multiplied by 2. So 52 into 2 is 104. Okay, I will stop here and we'll do the same thing for the second shopkeeper. Okay, so 0 number of eggs were left for second shopkeeper, but the customers will interchange their places. So 0 plus 1 multiplied by 2 will be done first. So it will be 2, and then 2 plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2. So 4 into 3 by 2 is 6. Then another set of two customers, 6 plus 1 multiplied by 2, that is 14. 14 plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2. I'm writing each and everything. You can do all these things orally. Okay, so 16 into 3 by 2 is 24. Another set of two customers. Here you can see that the difference is not 80. Okay, so let's write two more customers. So 24 plus 1 multiplied by 2 is 50, and then 50 plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2 is 78. Now 104 and 78, the difference is not 80. Okay, now we know that the number of customers is an even number less than 10. Even number less than 10, so I'm left with only 8. So 8 has to be the answer. Okay, 8 has to be the answer. Now there is no use in proceeding ahead, but still I'll show you how to calculate the answer. So 104 plus 2 into 3 by 2. So 106, and this is 159. Then finally 159 plus 1 multiplied by 2, 160 into 2, that is 320. So 320 is the number of eggs with the first shopkeeper. Okay, if I'll consider 8 customers. Okay, now for the second shopkeeper, 78 plus 1 multiplied by 2, that is 79 into 2, is 158. Now next step, 158 plus 2 multiplied by 3 by 2, that will come out to be 240. Now look at these numbers, 320 and 240. The difference between the number of eggs is 80. So I must stop here and can say that 8 will be the answer of this question. So question number 14, answer will be 8.